My friends, Miss Grand International is at it again. Oh my gosh, last night I was just scrolling Instagram, minding my business, and I come across a post from the woman representing Ukraine at this year's Miss Grand International competition. So you guys remember how in my video that I made about some of my favorite contestants at Miss Grand International this year, I talked about how it was interesting how they are allowing Russia to compete as well. So Russia and Ukraine's contestant will be on the same stage, and given the current situation between those countries, how it was a bit perplexing to me, especially given that Miss Grand International's whole thing is about being anti-war and stopping war and violence across the world. They're basically the quintessential world peace pageants of the world right now. So I thought it was interesting how they are allowing Russia, even though our dear Miss Supranational took the decision to ban Russia this year. Well, it doesn't end there. Last night, Ukraine's representative took to Instagram to voice her frustration at the fact that her assigned roommate for Miss Grand International 2022 is none other than Russia. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. I'm flabbergasted, because who the hell approved this decision? She went on about how she was, obviously faced by the fact that she received an email in which she was told, okay, your roommate is going to be this person. She wasn't even asked. Nobody asked her if she was okay with this. I am in shock. Now, obviously, everyone thinks that this is just a major publicity stunt from the Miss Grand International organization, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past them. I cannot see how this was just some sort of oversight. I mean, who in this world does not know about the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine at the moment? Who in this world does not know about how Ukrainians are being victimized right now? Nobody on this planet can say that they do not know about this, especially not when it comes to, organizing an international event such as Miss Grand International. To me, the decision to make Russia and Ukraine roommates is a cheap attempt at pushing this world peace narrative. I think what the Miss Grand International organization were hoping for is that these two girls would be cordial and would, get along fine enough so that they could, at the end of the day, come out and be like, oh, look, we're bringing these countries together. But that backfired spectacularly when Ukraine's contestants, and rightfully so, came out and said, I do not feel okay about this. This does not sit right with me. What the Russian army and what the Russian government is doing to my country is wrong, and it doesn't sit right with me to be sharing a hotel room for weeks with a representative of the country that is victimizing my people, basically. And that's completely understandable. Of course, I understand that Russia's contestant, this poor woman, has nothing to do with the war. She has nothing to do with the Russian government. She's not the one making any of those decisions. She's just a regular, smegular Russian girl who has unfortunately won her, right to represent Russia at a major international pageant in this year that her country decided to wage war on another country participating at the same pageant. So it's very unfortunate for the Russian contestants. But then again, why is she even there? Because I don't want to sound mean, but they shouldn't have even allowed Russia. And it's not because, it's not, like I said before, this woman did nothing wrong. I feel really bad for her. But it's not that I don't think that she deserves the opportunity or that there's anything wrong with her. It's that this woman is not going to have a good experience competing internationally during this time when her country, the country that she is representing, are doing the things that they are doing, are engaged in the things that they are engaging in. Because the other contestants are not going to take kindly to Russia. They are not going to want to post any Instagram stories, any photos. They probably will not even feel comfortable being in like a big group photo, perhaps if they do like a swimsuit thing. The other contestants are not going to engage with her in the way that they would if her country were not engaged in a brutal and frankly sort of unfair war against another country whose representative is at the very same pageant. In fact, I can now understand more than ever why Miss Supranational was right in banning Russia this year. Because, to be honest, at the end of the day, whoever was representing Russia would not have the best sort of outcome or the best experience at the pageant anyway. I mean, you must know as a Russian contestant, especially now more than ever, any international pageant is going to have to make some very brutal decisions with regards to your placement. Your chances of winning as a Russian contestant right now more than ever is lower than ever. And I know what you guys are going to say. Rina, that's not true. The best contestant should win. Pageants are only businesses. And how do you think it's going to look if they crown a Russian girl during this time? Think about it. Think about the business aspect of things. Pageants are just businesses. At the end of the day, they make the best decisions for their business, and the women who end up winning usually are decent enough. I do not think that Russia should be, participating, especially at international events where Ukraine is going to be present, if for nothing else, for the Russian representatives' mental health, and that only. Because, like I said before, nobody is going to want to engage with this poor woman. She's going to feel so left out. Not because the other country's representatives are bitches or going to be bitchy or whatever, but you must think about it in their perspective as well. They don't want to be seen as associating with the representative of a country who is basically seen as the villain of the world at the moment. Now, I posted about this at length on my Instagram story last night, and a lot of people actually came back saying this is just ridiculous. Will Miss Grand International never cease to freaking try to amaze all of us? I mean, I think they're trying to amaze us, but actually they're like shocking us in a bad way. And to be honest, I'm disappointed by the fact that they did this, but not surprised. And like I said before, they're trying to push this narrative. They're trying to, at the end of the day, come out and be like, yes, look, we got Ukraine and Russia together. They're roommates, they're besties, let's end the war. And I'm just like, are you people delusional? Because this is going to cause more harm than good. If not on a grand scale, I don't think that this situation obviously is not going to escalate the war or whatever, but for these women personally, because now Ukraine is going to be deeply uncomfortable sharing a room with, her country's enemy. And what are Ukrainians now going to think if this woman, if Olga, Ukraine's representative, were to just accept the situation? If she was like, okay, they're making Russia my roommates, there's nothing I can do about it, I'm not going to make a fuss or say anything. And then if her fellow countrymen saw her posting things with Russia in the background, saying that Russia was her roommate, if she didn't say anything, then her own country people would probably be like, what are you doing? Why are you accepting this? Because it's just so insensitive. It's so insensitive from the Miss Grand International organization, not only towards Olga and Ukrainians, but also towards this poor Russian contestant who is now being used as a pawn. Ukraine is also being used as a pawn, essentially, to be able to push this world peace narrative that Miss Grand International claims that they endorse. I'm just flabbergasted by this situation. It's so insensitive from the Miss Grand International organization, and really it doesn't seem that they have considered the gravity of this situation, and it makes them look really, really bad and insensitive, and to be honest, just outright ignorant about the gravity of this situation. Now, I know how roommate situations work. Organizations usually look at contestants and the languages that they speak to be able to ensure that the contestants are able to communicate with each other whilst being roommates. So maybe they chose to make Ukraine and Russia roommates because the languages are adding up, but guys, no. I refuse to believe that they did not do this with a little plan in mind. And they thought that this is the most ridiculous thing of all. They didn't think anyone would notice. They didn't think that anyone would see right through what they are doing. How dumb do you think your fan base is? That's my question. We all know that roommates are assigned. Contestants don't get to choose their own roommates. I have no words, but I have many words, but this situation should not have happened. They should not have tried to force Russia and Ukraine to sort of come together and be like a symbol of world peace and unity and forgiveness and all of that at the pageant this year. It's just, it's so disgusting. These two contestants probably feel like they are just being used as a symbol, and it's heartbreaking actually for both of these contestants. And I just wonder, when will Miss Grand International stop being so scandalous? When will they stop chasing scandals? And I know this is exactly what they want. They want us to talk about this. I think that, honestly, I think that the people at Miss Grand International, especially their owner, lives by the saying of any publicity is good publicity, okay? Because a lot of people are talking about this at the moment. I'm the very least of them, okay? We're here talking about it, aren't we? But it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it good. And they've had so many scandals in the past. It's really, really, really unfortunate. Really unfortunate indeed. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this frankly insane situation. I'll keep a lookout to see if they maybe change roommates, if they maybe give Russia another roommate or they give Ukraine another roommate. Apparently there's one person who has no roommate, so there's an uneven amount of contestants and one person is going to get her own room. Perhaps they should just give that one room to one of these two contestants, because wow. Honestly, they should probably give that one room to the Russian girl, because I can see her being alienated anyway, and it's really unfortunate. She shouldn't have been participating this year anyway. If I was Russian, I would be able to see it coming a mile away that I'm going to not necessarily receive the welcome with open arms from other contestants that I would if my country wasn't engaged in a brutal war with another country. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts. I would love to know if there's anything that you are thinking of that I perhaps didn't cover in this video. Please let me know. I would love to, have a variety of opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
And they were roommates.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
I really do want world peace.